Hi, this is Shilpa here. So today we're doing this case by Alan Arthur. This is an archived case, and so I hope you've gone through the case, looked at all the different developments that's happened, and created your analysis. And today we are going to solve it, right? So this is basically a case at stage 3 because it has a beautiful, concomitants that run through the case with really key peculiars. And I'm going to use the Bonninghausen approach. And so I've divided it into location, sensation, modalities, and concomitants here, right? So this is basically the eye, that's the location. This is a severe case of iritis with post-adhesions and exudation in the lower part of the pupil. So that becomes our key location with the pathology because it's a very important pathology that you need to have within your remedy. We have a sensation. She says that it's a pain as if something in the eye is scraping her lids like a foreign body or something. Then there is hot lacrimation. We have some peculiar modalities. It's aggravated night and better by warmth. And then we have some really good concomitants that are general running through the case, and that's why it's at stage 3. So we have restlessness with pain in the night. We have offensive breath. We have tongue that's thickly coated. We have desire for cold drinks, thick saliva, and increased and profuse saliva as well. So these are my 4 parts to this, grand totality, and I'm going to use Quest. We'll cut through the fluff. We'll use Quest. As you know, it's wonderful because you sort of, combine everything, all your steps of repertorization into one big unit. So we're going to basically it's repertorization from both the repertories and the Mitra Medica, plus it does your remedy analysis, so it's all in one. And I'm going to use only the core library here, just the source books from the past masters, because I think those are terrific for clinically pathological cases. All right, so let's go and try and get on with the first thing. So I'm going to put iritis as the first one because I want remedies which create this inflammation of the eyes, of the iris. So you have the top remedies for iritis out here from every possible book in the core library, right? Next one we're going to do is I want to make sure that we have this important adhesion in the eyes. When this is like this adhesion, posterior adhesions, we have to have a remedy that creates that. So I'm going to put and try and see if we have adhesions in the eye. Okay, great. Lots of different, information. So lots of remedies from different types of books here. Matra Medica is sort of dominating the picture here. So not a lot of rubrics, but a lot of mathematical information. All right, let's go with the next rubric. And then we go to the sensations. There are 2 main sensations, something scraping like a foreign body and hot lacrimation. So let's try and put that. I'm going to try and put something very general here, foreign body in the eye, and see if we get something. Wow, lots of them. Pain as a foreign body in the eye. I love that. And then we need something called hot lacrimation. Remember, I'm putting part words here, so you get lacrimation no matter what the spelling is, because different repertories and books have different spellings. So yeah, we have lots of hot, acrid, burning lacrimation, and these are the top remedies for that. Next rubric, I want the modalities now. Let's look at the modalities. We have aggravation night and amelioration warmth. I'm going to generalize it. So we're going to put in night as a rubric because we need everything happening at night. So it's a big broad rubric, and we need the top remedies for aggravation night, and then we want warmth ameliorates. All right. So the top remedies for warmth ameliorates. Next, we're looking at the concomitants now, lots of them. So we'll start with restlessness with pains at night. So I'm just going to put in restless at night. So the top remedies for restless night. Next, we have breath offensive. Wonderful, lots of remedies there. Next we need tongue, which is thickly coated. Okay, top remedies for tongue coated. And then we need cold drink desire. Okay, desire for cold drink. Next we need saliva thick. All right, and then we need saliva profuse. Great. So these are your top remedies for all these different rubrics that we, or symptoms that we took, right? So we've sort of put together everything. You know, we have taken the location, the pathology, the sensations, the concomitants, and the modalities, and then we have these top rubrics. Great. Now, not necessarily you have to now go and do some repertorization and do a compare and contrast there. All right, so let's try and do a repertory search here for repertorization. Okay, so the first one, so now I'm going to actually put different sheets for different types of rubrics. We're not going to dump everything in one because that's how repertory works, repertorization process works. All right, the first sheet we're going to sort of rename it, and we are going to call it, say, the location and the pathological. The second sheet we're going to call the sensation sheet. Okay, the third sheet you're going to call, I'm just renaming it, and we're going to call the modalities. And the fourth sheet I'm going to call the concomitants. So we can sort of compare and contrast and, you know, make different changes there. So the first remedy, the first rubric I'm going to talk and look at is iritis. Now remember, repertory search will search only from the repertories. Again, here I'm going to only choose the core library and the old books, right? So iritis, lots of different rubrics for iritis. Let's take on the biggest one here. It's all scattered, as you can see. The biggest one is in Boriki, so I'll just go with Boriki. All right. The next one I'm going to take is adhesions and see if I get some good ones for adhesions of the eye. Well, they're really tiny rubrics for adhesions. Biggest one here is from Kent, just 9. I'm not really, you know, we'll leave it and do a differential diagnosis at the end. All right, next one is foreign body in the eye. So now we have to choose the next sheet because we're trying to go into the sensations, right? So foreign body in the eye. Okay, so we have some good rubrics here. Pressure, pain. This one's good from Kent's repertory. I'll take that. Unless I have something really big somewhere that I've missed out. The old tiny rubrics. There's one in Robert Sensation 23, but I think this one is the biggest. So I'll just take this. Okay, the next one is hot lacrimation. Okay, hot lacrimation. Again, we have very tiny rubrics, 13. I need a big rubric, at least 40. If you're really keen, I could use this. Okay, so let's try 13. I could sort of, you know, combine these together. Let's combine. Let's take it from Boriki and let's take it from there and let's combine. Okay, there's another one here, 13 from Fadex. All right, let's combine. I've taken 3 here and let's combine. Hot lacrimation. Okay, so I have 26. Goodish. All right, next one. What else? Warmth ameliorates. Okay, let me first choose the modality sheet here. Warmth ameliorates. Okay, pain, warmth ameliorates in the face, 21. 51. Does it chill? No. Let's look at something big one. Let's try warmth application ml. This is the biggest I get. Warmth externally applying helps. Let's take that. That's from lipase repertory. Okay. What else? We need night aggravates. I'm just putting night because we get some beautiful rubrics. Oh, look at that. Kent has one as well. Let's use this one. Night generally aggravates because Kent takes it from Bonninghausen anyway. So we'll use that. And then we use the next one, concomitants. And where do we go? Restless at night. Good one, big one from Kent's. Next one, breath offensive. Good one from Ken. Then we have tongue thick. Coating. Nair has a good one. Well, the biggest rubric I get here is from Nair. So let's try this. Not really big, but good enough for us. What else? Cold drink desire. Big one here by Kent. What else? Saliva thick. Nair has a big one. 26. Let's take this. And what else? Saliva profuse. Bonninghausen has a good one. 23. Unless somebody else has big. No, they're all tiny. Let's take this. Okay, great. So we have 4 different totalities. I'm going to use a multi-rep sheet here, which means we get all 4 and then look at what's happening. So if you just take all of them together and use the rubric coverage, we get murk, Rustox, pulsatilla, sulfur, arsenicum, and so on. The only 2 remedies that cover all of them is murk and Rustox. So the only rubric murk doesn't cover is basically warmth externally ameliorates. And Rustox covers that, but Rustox does not cover the thick coating of the saliva or the thick ropey saliva. All right, so let's now go and do a differential diagnosis of murk and Rustox, especially because murk has come up the top in Quest as well. So what Quest has also considered, if you realize, is it has considered iritis, which is where murk comes up at the top, which is like the best remedy for iritis. Rustox is quite below, but iritis murk has it. And let's look at additions, because we have not considered additions in the repertorization because it was too tiny a rubric. And for additions, you have sulfur and murk. And let's look at murk. So murk doesn't come up, it comes up in Herring's guiding symptoms for syphilitic iritis. And look at that, pain around the eyes, shooting pains, hypopion, which is nothing but exudation, severe pains, tearing, boring, cutting, aggravation night and damp weather. Pupil is contracted with great tendency to formation of adhesions to the lens, iris discolored, ciliary injection. How great is that? So acrid lacrimation, sensitive to heat, and cold and light. So this is directly about murk from Herring's guiding symptoms, and that data comes up in Quest, and that's why Quest gives you, direct Matramedica information without you ever going to go and look at and read the Matramedica, because generally you would have read the Matramedica of Mercury and Rustox to make your selection, but Rustox is nowhere in picture here. It's way below. So this is important because these 2 rubrics or these 2 symptoms were not taken in your rep analysis, right? So we already have a confirmation here, but we will do a remedy analysis just to see what and how murk and Rustox line up. So I'm going to actually choose murk, and I'm going to do root-stocks as well. All right. And we're going to sort of look at all the iritis symptoms of Merck and root-stocks and contrast them. And the reason we're doing it is we wanted to get a flavor of what's happening here. All right. So let's look, analyze, and check. So when you do a contrasting, you get rubrics where root-stocks is, but Merck isn't present, and you get rubrics where Merck is, but root-stocks isn't present. All right. Now let's look at what the root-stocks iritis is. It's rheumatic. Okay. It's traumatic, which is very interesting. But Merck has a different type of iritis. Look at that. The anterior chamber, when you have pus collection, which is the key in our patient, there was this exudation. This is only Merck. There is no root-stocks. Look at that. Syphilitic iritis, destructive iritis, all that is Merck. Where the aqueous humor and the anterior chamber has been filled with pus. Root-stocks does not have it. Merck has it. Can you see how just subtle differences that you would have otherwise missed out on, you now know which remedy comes up most strongly. So if it was a rheumatic type of an iritis or some sort of injury to the eye, you would have taken root-stocks there. But this is a more destructive, more pus formation, and sort of where the anterior chamber is filled up with all that hypopion. This is where you go more for Merck. All right. So again, you have the ciliary body involved. If the ciliary body, which is the body which holds the lens, that is root-stocks. In our case, that is not involved, right? Now, if you have more acridity of the lacrimation, it's more Merck than root-stocks. So I think, if you have more photophobia, which is what our patient has, you have more Merck. But if it's more the gouty rheumatic diastasis, it's more root-stocks. So this is where, that's where it makes it everything so crystal clear. So I'm going to go to the patient data and look at the follow-up. So what was the patient given? Merck Sol CM, 5 doses with an interval of an hour. So that patient took those doses every hour for the next 5 hours. What happened in the follow-up? Found her much better. She bore the light better than she could the day before. She was able to lie in bed the whole night, although the pain during the night at times was quite severe. From this time on, improvement was steady and rapid. He was able to pronounce the eye entirely well on the 28th. On careful examinations, I found the adhesions which I had observed had broken. How beautiful is that? This is a clinical confirmation that Merck can break adhesions. The iris dilated normally. It also meant it would absorb the pus. The cure has been permanent and there has been no recurrent until the present time. So I hope that helps you. And it's very easy when you have Quest, as you realize, Merck just comes bang on. You just get started with it because it also considers the iritis and the adhesions. In the repertory search, you cannot, for some reason, take certain small rubrics. So you have to leave them out. And when you leave them out, it's okay to leave them out, but then you go and start looking into remedy analysis and start looking into the comparison of these two and then make your choice. If you want to, you can also choose directly the Merck, go into the Matra Medica, and just read from different books. I love Boger, that. Let's see what Boger talks about in the eye symptoms. Or, first let's look at the aggravations. Night air. Merck is great for aggravation night. It's the best antisyphilitic remedy ever. And then look at that. Continued exudation, swelling, redness, and congestion. Acrid, slimy discharges. They could be any different, they could be foul or they could be thick, suppuration, ulcerations, and so on. So that's what makes it so, and that is related all to the eye, right? What else do you have? In Bonninghausen, what do you have? You have great mental and bodily restlessness, especially in the evening and the night. Again, that's the confirmation. And look at eyes, ulcers, inflammations, intolerance of firelight, profuse acrid lacrimations, cutting pains under the lid. She had that sort of pain as if there was a foreign body just under the lids, right? And again, you have aversion to light and firelight. What else? What other people? Let's look at fatigue and look at the eye symptoms. Lids are red, thick, and swollen. Eyes are drawn together. Photophobia. Iritis with hypopyon. Look at that. Keratitis. Lacrimation, profuse, burning, acrid. Foggy vision. So there you go. Lots of confirmations, and it's no wonder Mark really helped. So hope that really helps, and hope that helps you get the best of your tool and the best of your books. Our books are amazing. They have all the information that you need. All you need is to be able to get the best out of them at, depending on what your patient needs. All right, so have fun homeoquesting, share your results, share what cases you're doing, and your questions and queries in the discussion forum, and let's move on to a new case next time.